Alrighty guys, so my mother brought her car. She's in town for the weekend and car's throwing a check engine light. We both have the same car actually, mine's just 2 years newer. Go ahead and shut the door. Let's put it to the on position. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the steering wheel up a little bit. And I've got my scan tool here. The port is right here where this flap is underneath your steering wheel. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in. I already know what's going on, but I'm just showing you guys. So now we'll let it read the computer in the car. The engine code is P0456, and it's throwing two of the same codes. I did some poking around online, and there's a bunch of Ford forums, Fusion forums, and just about everything else that people are talking about this. It seems to be a very common issue on these, and it has to do with Ford's capless gas filler tube. So I've got my air compressor charged up just enough to use my little air gun here. Needs a better seal, but not too worried about that right now. So this is how you fix this. According to Ford's TSB, you're supposed to grab your little emergency fuel filler funnel here, which you can find in the back where your jack is, in the right-hand corner of your trunk, right underneath this flap. And essentially what happens with this is, being that this is a capless design, over the years of using your car and just driving it around, you get debris that works its way in here. It doesn't seem like it would be a lot, but apparently this is, again, it's a very common issue. And Ford's TSB says to use this to help clear the debris that are inside of the flapper valve. Now, unfortunately, some of that debris is obviously going to get down to the gas tank, but that's what your fuel filters are for. So as long as you're changing your fuel filter, it shouldn't be an issue. But anyway, so this is how you do it. You've got to throw this guy in here about 4 or 5 times. And all while doing that, I'm just throwing that there for now. Grab your air hose. It's just long enough. Kind of blow it out a little bit. And you'll need to do this several times. I also have a can of WD-40 here, which Ford Tech Makuloco recommends to do. The link to his video is in the description bar down below. So this is kind of a test of his method to see if this works and everything that I've read on the forums. So just spray a little bit of WD-40 in here. Not too much. Give it a couple seconds and then do the same thing over and over again. Throw some more WD-40 in. And this time we'll do it with the funnel. Then once more with the air hose. Now, from everything that else was recommended, you might have to do this 2 or 3 different times in addition to clearing the engine code. And after that happens, if it's still throwing the code, you might have to replace your purge control valve. That's what I'll probably be ended up changing. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear the code for now after I do this a few more times off camera. And if it comes up again, that's when I'll address it. Now, for the record, in case you do need to replace the purge control valve, this is it right here on the 3-liter. It's got this line that's going here to the canister, and then it's got an electrical connection right here, and then there's 2 bolts that hold it in place. It's not in the easiest spot to get to, but honestly that's not all that bad. So this part ranges anywhere from $20 to $25 online. I saw somebody that said that they got it off Amazon for about $25. So if you have Prime, that might be the way to go. I have not checked around with the local auto parts stores on how much it costs, but I'm sure through Ford it's quite a bit more. If your vehicle's out of warranty, I wouldn't even bother going with the Ford brand part, because obviously if it is under warranty, you could just take it to the dealership and they'd replace it all for you. So being that it's out of warranty, there's really not much of a need unless you see fit to go with a Ford branded part, because a lot of the aftermarket stuff is just as good, if not a little bit better sometimes. So that's what I would do personally. So now I'm just going to go ahead and clear the code and see what happens. Switch back to on, go underneath, reconnect your computer. And now I'm just going to go ahead and clear the code. So you might have to do this a few times, and if it just keeps coming on and keeps coming on, you might try and replace that purge control valve, and maybe that'll fix your issue. So it could take anywhere from a couple days to maybe a couple weeks if the code decides to come back on. It might even be instant, depending on how bad the leak is. So what you'll have to end up doing is just driving it and seeing if it comes back on or not. So the engine code has been cleared, and hopefully it doesn't come back on. If it does, I will put an update video into the description bar down below, depending on what happens with it. Or I will just update in the description bar what exactly is going on if I don't take a video or not. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it helps out some people. Like I said, this is a very common issue on these cars from everything that I've been reading, and mine actually might end up doing it at some point here too. So, but the quick fix for this, depending on how bad it is to just clean out this flapper valve as I did with the compressed air and a little bit of WD-40. And you do want to make sure to get all that WD-40 out of there, because it just attracts dirt and grime, and it might even exacerbate the situation a little more if you don't clean it out well enough. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and you all stay classy.